This is the first of a set of videos explaining learning as the solution to making our lives better, both individually and collectively. In this video, we'll be talking specifically about facilitation and organizational development. Put simply, OD and facilitation are about making differences. And we have to admit, humanity needs differences, probably lots of them. We face an overwhelming array of problems, including challenges in personal health and development, values and responsibility, relating to each other, and complexity and change. In our organizations, we struggle with those challenges every day in the form of talent deficits, burnout, micromanagement, performance issues, toxicity, inequalities, discrimination, divisiveness, hostility, and harassment. Our problems aren't because we're not trying. Lots of people are trying to make differences, some on a large scale, some within their organizations or communities, and some just in their own lives for themselves and the people around them. The problem is, we're just not very good at handling those changes, especially when we most need things to be different. So all the effort we put into making differences typically just makes things worse. Making differences is not just about fixing problems. We should be working together to reach our potential. We have a sense that we're all fundamentally good, that we all matter, and that we have the potential to be amazing. Our lives are supposed to be phenomenal, and we're supposed to naturally love life. We should be looking for solutions that help us get the most out of our lives individually and collectively. Unfortunately, given our struggles, these notions seem futile. This is where facilitation and organizational development come in. We actually study how to navigate complex situations and apply thoughtful and systematic approaches to change and growth that make things healthier for everyone involved. When we study OD and facilitation, we seek thoughtful and systematic approaches to change that actually make things better, especially in the long term. Being thoughtful and systematic helps us transcend the typical and mainstream solutions that seem to cause more problems than they fix. We apply models, processes, and interventions based on science and best practices from decades of research on what actually works to produce healthy and sustainable change. You may be wondering why I'm covering facilitation and OD in the same set of videos. Aren't they two different things? It's true that when we use these terms, we do tend to be referring to two different things. The key differences between OD and facilitation is the scale at which they're practiced. We tend to use the term facilitation when we're talking about smaller interventions, such as with groups. We tend to use the term organizational development when we're talking about larger interventions, such as across departments, business units, or whole organizations. OD tends to be broader and more strategic, while facilitation tends to be deeper, more in the moment, and more client-facing and personal. But the distinction is fuzzy because OD practitioners do implement individual or small group interventions, and even when implementing larger interventions, we might find it more appropriate to say that we're facilitating those interventions. And both facilitation and OD attempt to take a higher meta-level perspective to ensure a healthy process. In both OD and facilitation, we're meeting the participants where they are, facilitating a healthy process, and co-creating a healthier result or state of being. And there's always learning involved. In short, there's a lot of overlap in the capabilities we need to be effective in both fields, and it would benefit all practitioners to also be proficient in the capabilities that do not overlap. These OD and facilitation capabilities are not just for consultants. You can apply them in any position when you're influencing others, which is pretty much any situation you're in. And if we learn more thoughtful and systematic approaches, why wouldn't we apply these approaches everywhere? Are there any parts of your life that you wouldn't want to make healthier? If you think about it, if we play any of these roles without using a thoughtful and systematic approach, wouldn't we be causing people problems and even suffering that could have been avoided? And when you apply OD and facilitation within organizations, organizations give us a great platform for change. Organizations are pre-built, self-contained microcosms that allow us to grow learning together. A key theme that we'll be stressing in these videos is that learning is the magic solution that makes healthy and sustainable change possible. Making healthy and sustainable differences is very complex. It's easy to get overwhelmed. If we focus on and prioritize learning to learn, learning then becomes a key capability that enables all other aspects to fall into place. OD and facilitation are less about what you do to others or how you do it, and more about who you are. The most effective facilitators and OD professionals are those who are prepared for whatever that moment most needs in order to move in a healthier direction. We have to prepare ourselves by becoming better people and working to fully understand and accept others. Why the exclamation point? Learning should be an exciting journey about getting the most out of our lives. It's also urgent that we get this journey moving because humanity desperately needs healthy change. We'll be studying many different capabilities involved in OD and facilitation and with making differences in general. As you study OD and facilitation in your preparation for whatever you plan to do, you'll see how important it is for us to get better and better at these capabilities. But if you're finding yourself daunted or overwhelmed by that long list of capabilities, remember, learning is the magic solution that will help us realize our potential. And if you join us on the journey, we can make big differences together.